Since the declaration of the state of emergency in Rivers State by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, widespread condemnation continues to trail his actions across the country. Last week, President Tinubu's appointed sole administrator for Rivers State, Vice Admiral Ibokete Ibas, retired, took a cue from the president and dissolved all democratic structures in the state. Meanwhile, following the threat by the Attorney General of the Federation, AGF, and Minister of Justice, Mr. Lateef Fagbemi, that President Bola Tinubu would declare a state of emergency in any state should the need arise, opposition parties, leaders across the country, and residents have vowed to resist any such action. They noted that the remark by the AGF should be taken as a threat to democracy, adding that it portrays Nigeria as a country under dictatorship.
Dr. Wike making fresh allegations on Saturday morning, marking his second press conference in less than 24 hours. His latest briefing is a clear indication that the political crisis in Rivers State may not be abating anytime soon.
Yesterday, I addressed the press. After some hours of addressing the press, I saw a video of my wife trending online that I was kidnapped and that I made my statement under duress. I've already debunked that. My wife cannot speak for me on civil service matters when I'm still healthy and mentally very fit. Let me say it again. I was not kidnapped.
He firmly dismisses rumors that he had been coerced or abducted, stating that his comments were made for the benefit of the oil-rich state of Rivers. Wike reiterates his accusations, alleging that Governor Fubara ordered the burning of the Rivers State Assembly complex and has been involved in gross financial mismanagement.
The level of stealing of public funds and assets witnessed in the last 2 years is mind-boggling and never ever experienced in the history of the state, as we also had the highest allocation ever during this period. I've also heard people saying that I have been compromised. This is over 1 year and the assembly was brought down, yet no panel of inquiry was set up. And there has not been any report on that incident from the state government until date, at least until the time I can remember, maybe yesterday. I don't know if today. Not even a police investigation. I call on the federal government to set up an independent investigation team.
Responding to a video of his wife in which she called Fubara, Dr. Wike claimed that she was speaking under duress.
You heard her when she said that I flew from Port Harcourt to Abuja. I flew with Igbo Air. At least no kidnapper can carry me on a flight. And I know probably, and I believe, that she would have been misinformed. As head of my family, I apologize sincerely to the public on her behalf. Maybe I also think that she did that so that she will escape any harm, because you know they were already hunting for me.
Earlier this month, the political crisis in Rivers State escalated when the president appointed a sole administrator for the state, suspending the governor, his deputy, and the entire House of Assembly. Mary Chinda, Rise News.
Meanwhile, suspended governor of Rivers State, Simi Fubara, is dismissing allegations made against him by former head of service of the state, Dr. George Nweke, calling them false, misleading, and politically motivated. In a statement released on Saturday, Fubara reacted to claims in which Nweke accused him of being complicit in the bombing of the State House of Assembly supporting Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed's rumored 2027 presidential bid and conspiring with militants to attack oil pipelines and national assets in Rivers State. Joining us now from Opobo in Rivers State is Amayanabo of Opobo, Dandeson Douglas Jaja V, Treaty King, natural ruler, and successor to the legendary King Jaja of Opobo. Your Highness, good morning, and thank you very much for joining us on the morning show.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, Your Highness, let's just have your reaction to the developments in Rivers State, from state of emergency declaration to, post-state of emergency developments. We all know the details. I don't need to rehash the story. Where do you stand in this matter, and what do you think is right? What do you think has gone wrong?
Well, the problem in Rivers State has been going on for the past 2 years. And it has been a wind that blows no one any good. Efforts have been made in different quarters to try and bring the warring parties together, let them talk together and resolve their problems, so that the masses of Rivers State would not suffer unduly. As a matter of fact, the Rivers State Council of Traditional Rulers has started on its own to connect with these parties to find a way to resolving the crisis before the announcement of the state of emergency and the suspension of the governor, his deputy, and House of Assembly. What I think about it, as a natural ruler, I think that I don't want to go into politics, but would say that the action by Mr. President must be based on better information. Since he's the president of the country, he knows, he has all the secret information, and then knows exactly what would have happened if he did not act. So I don't, I can't go into his mind tomorrow to really know whether there was an impending doom or whatever, but he acted, for me, in the best of intentions. He may have gone wrong in certain parts, but all told, with the appointment of the administrator, I think that things will start straightening out. Okay. But the administrator seemed to be dismantling all institutions, even including the Rivers State Council of Traditional Rulers. Traditional rulers are not politicians, and I think that these are the people he should work with and make sure that these issues or issues are resolved quickly.
All right. Thank you so much for that insight. And I'm glad you touched on some of the changes that you've seen since the state of emergency was declared. I'd love for you to unpack that a little bit deeper. What are some of the changes? Have you seen any changes at all? What's the impact on the ground as somebody who is in touch with the grassroots? Are you seeing any tangible impact? Because we heard of an impending security situation and information that was deemed to be classified and so forth. But of course, from the ground, you should be able to tell us that these are some of the impacts and effects you have seen? Economic as well, because some APC members are even crying foul and saying this is impacting the economy, in River State adversely. What have you witnessed?
Well, I think the major impacts is that of the economy. No self-respecting investor would want to go into or go and invest in a state that is not ruled, that's not democratically ruled. So having said that, it's not likely that the local economy would take any leap. So economically, we've been going down. And therefore, it's necessary that everything has to be done. We appeal to Mr. President to set up the panel, the peace panel, to see to the early resolution of the crisis, so that our people, like I said earlier, do not suffer unduly. He has done a good thing. At least the policy is died down. If you listen or you go through the political barometer of Rivers State, you can see that the political activities have gone down. So this is the point where a good panel, a peace panel, can go in and call all the parties and then start a meaningful dialogue or discussion with them.
Okay. I'd like to ask you, one, do you support this state of emergency declaration? Because there's been a lot of reaction and disapproval, as I would say, to the decision of the president. So do you support it? In fact, some PDP governors have gone to court, number one. Number two, this peace committee you are calling for, was this not the same peace committee that was called in the past? How are you sure it's going to succeed? About 2 years ago, they called the same peace committee with the elders and everybody, but it did not work.
Well, we did not have state of emergency clamped on us at that time. This time, everybody knows that the federal government is serious to find a solution to Rivers' problem. Therefore, what I think about the state of emergency is that it is giving us time within which to look inwards and reform ourselves, and then talk to each other with a view to finding a lasting solution to whatever problems that there are.
Well, Your Highness, let me ask you, you have been very diplomatic commenting on President Tinubu's decision. I would like a more categorical, reaction to what President Tinubu has done. Do you think that, in fact, in River State, the state was heading towards chaos and anarchy, disruption, complete breakdown of law and order, compelling the president to come up with the solution under the Section 305 of the Constitution to declare a state of emergency? Or do you align with people who said, well, there wasn't a problem in River State that would have warranted the president's action? You should be categorical, because these are the two positions in this regard.
Well, it's neither here nor there to be categorical in something.
The matter is clear enough. No, it's not political, Your Highness, with due respect.
I am not a lawyer, so I cannot quote any part of the Constitution. But what I know is, like I said earlier, is that the president has more information than any of us in any situation, and therefore may have acted according to the information he had at that time. To say he was right, he was wrong, would be trying to judge the position, which I don't know. Whatever the premise, whatever led him into taking that decision, I do not know. I don't have the information. So none of us can say that, yes, he was right or he was not right. He was not right. I think the Constitution, like you say, empowers him to do so, but under certain conditions. So if he went on to do what he did, he must have considered so many things. With the benefit of hindsight, what happened many, many years ago when oil production fell from 2 million to about 500,000, was that a very good thing? It's almost, the government almost went on its knees. And I'm sure that if there is any serious problem in River State, like let's say, for instance, the House of Assembly impeaches the governor or tries to impeach the governor, and some overzealous young men start blowing up the pipes. How do you think this country will be? We will be trying to solve the problem of Rivers' internal problem and trying to quell the crisis. And then the federal government, in quelling the crisis, will send detachments of armies and police and all security agencies to Niger Delta, and there will be shooting. People will die. There will be lots of lives. So I think I'm not an apologist for Mr. President, but I'm rational enough to know that he must have a reason for doing what he did.
Okay, Your Highness, just a follow-up question. And it's the big elephant in the room. There are persons from River State and elsewhere who have been saying, Minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike, former governor of River State, is the problem in River State because he wants to be the godfather, he wants to control River State from Abuja. In your view, is he guilty as charged? Are you one of the elders who are saying that, oh, let Fubara govern, let Wike do his own, focus on his own assignment in Abuja? Or do you think that Minister Wike is being wrongly accused by his opponents?
I would say this way, that I served under Wike for 8 years as the chairman of River State Council of Traditional Rulers. And within those 8 years, he had unfettered access to anything. He ruled the state without let, without any disturbance. And if it is proven that he is engineering trouble within the state, then it would be wrong of him to do that, because he was allowed by his predecessors to have unfettered reign for 8 years. Nobody disturbed him. So I think it would be wrong for him to do that.
All right, thank you, Your Highness.
Your Highness, you didn't answer the question. You were speaking in parables, with due respect.
How do you want me to answer the question?
I said, address the wicked question. You just gave
we know that Wike had been in control of certain aspects of the House of Assembly, and was controlling their daily activity. We know all that. But the governor is the governor. The governor is a man in the seat of government. And therefore, he had left office. He should leave the governor to have a further rule, well, governing his people for another, for his term of office.
All right. Thank you, Your Highness. I'm not sure we're satisfied, but we'll keep moving forward. You made reference earlier to...
You want me to say, yes, Wike is guilty as charged.
No, we just want you to hit the nail on the head, yes or no.
Well, everybody has seen, his body language. Everybody has seen his the way he spoke on the television. But the point is this: all those things he was doing, though it was destabilizing the policy in Rivers State, could not have taken us to where we are today, except that some people must have also have joined him. So what we are talking about now is no more who was right or who was wrong. What we're talking about now is how to find peace in Rivers State. Let us not fan the embers of all those bad days.
But Your Highness, sir.
Let us try and
Your Highness, sir.
Peace.
But Your Highness,
Yes.
sir, a lot of people
Yes.
would like to know the side of history you did stand on a pivotal matter like this. This is not the time to be on the fence. This is the time to call it the way it is and say it the way it is based on who you think is at fault or not at fault. A lot of people, for the history and posterity of Rivers State, would like to know where you stood at a pivotal time in history like this.
Well, let me say this, that as I sit here now, I cannot say exactly what is between my governor and my former governor. What caused the problem, I don't know. But the fact that he was not allowed by his predecessor to govern without let, it's very clear to everybody. So to that extent, and I agree that the government was disturbed.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Anyway,
Thank you very much,
Thank you,
Your
sir.
Highness, Douglas Jaja V, the Amayanabo of Opobo. Thank you for joining us on the morning.